Hey everybody, welcome back to Four Towers Films, and I'm joined by
Doug, 218. Why are we here?
you guys know the drill. It is Big Brother Canada Season 7, Episode 18. It is the HOH and nomination episode.
Can we tell him? Can we tell him? Can we tell him?
We can guess who won. Mark. Big surprise.
Like I said, you would absolutely gag.
And we're right. So power still's
Still.
on the same side of the house. Never seems to end. So, of course, as usual, we start off recap from the eviction episode. Sam left and all that. So, as we left off in the last episode, they were doing in those kind of like booth things where they had to they were asked a question, or not the question. It was the drunk kind of speech.
And what day was it?
And what day did that speech occur on? Well, Mark got them all right.
Like, who knew the little Jewish boy was a savant when it came to this kind of competition?
Well, see, this is the thing. He hasn't been showing much of a competition streak at all, really, any kind of a streak. Like, not even really strategic up until this point.
And then all of a sudden he goes, wakes up.
Oh, he wakes up. Oh, he's alive. He's actually playing the game. Imagine that. But instead of just being carried along by the rest of the pretty boys.
Oh.
So, but what's also funny is Dane was saying he also knew all the days, but he didn't necessarily want to win. Like he said, right now is not the right time for him to win. I don't know why they all think you only have like 3 other people outside of you guys left in the game. So when is the right time?
So if you're gonna win it, you're gonna win it. You know, like, look, I don't care if I'm in alliance or not, and I'm sure you feel the same way. If the opportunity comes to protect my backside for a week,
you bet.
Ooh, guess what?
You bet. Well, plus it's about protecting yourself. It's also about making a resume for yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, Mark doesn't have much of a resume. Really, all he's doing is doing what the other guys want him to do, really. So, what else has he done? I mean, everybody, even like Kira was saying once Mark won, who would have thought that he had that kind of a memory, or that he would be, he's been paying attention. Because half the time, it doesn't seem like he is. I mean, remember that conversation a few weeks back with Kiki? And Kiki even outright asked him, "Are you even paying attention?"
Yeah,
because he didn't like look at her.
He's so blasé,
and he wasn't looking at her. Yeah. He was like kind of looking past her in a way, so it didn't look like he was paying attention. And he was. It's just, and he's like over exaggerated, like looked at her like that kind of thing. But that's kind of how Mark's been playing this whole game. So really, even if you've been part of this alliance, what it appears to us is you're kind of on the bottom of this alliance, and it appears to everybody else you're not even playing the game that well. You're just kind of floating along, really.
Then you know what? I would all of a sudden you suddenly snap to, you become the game savant and you win this one, and like okay, I'd be okay. My eyes are going to be on you now.
Well, the problem is, I don't think it really woke anybody up. Let's face. We're quite a few weeks in. There's only 7 people left in the game, and they still don't realize it's 4-guy alliance. Yeah. So, and everybody who did is out the door, and everybody's left doesn't realize that's why they're out the door. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. So I don't think that they're gonna think any different, really, about his gameplay. Like, I think they might think it's a fluke or something. I don't know.
Could be too.
Like that's just how it's coming across to these players. Yeah. I think anyway. But so he won, and he tells everybody that he doesn't know he's going to take for Wendy's as of yet.
Yeah. So everybody just chill,
So everybody just chill. He'll let them know later who he's going to bring for Wendy's. And so we got to see a video of his friend. And his friend gave a message from his parents. And it's really kind of the first thing we've heard of
his family,
really, that that his family wasn't really happy that he went on the show, and that they're really religious.
I'm assuming by how he's spoken to Arissa, I'm assuming he's Jewish and maybe
well, yeah, because of what his friend
shalom,
said too.
You know, get him to eat
like
matzah,
Passover, matzah for Passover. So he's obviously Jewish.
Yeah, and they must be like either Orthodox Jew or very
maybe I don't know. There's not a lot of info,
and
not from the game anyway.
He, like so many kids raised in a stringent religious family, he broke away. He broke out and broke away. And,
this is all assumption.
But he even said, you know, I tried different things, and you know, I realized religion didn't fit
right
for me.
Yeah.
You know, and so he's
and it sounds like there's a bit of
tension almost.
Tension, yeah, like there is with a lot of really religious families when maybe members of the family may not be as religious, or they maybe follow a different kind of part of the religion, or are not religious at all. There's sometimes a lot of stress or contention between the families. So it sounds like even though they love each other, that there might be a distance kind of there. So you kind of got that impression.
But it was nice for him to hear that his mom and dad are
love
saying,
him.
We love you,
and are watching. So that's good for him to know.
Even though they don't like the idea of him being there, they're watching him, and you know,
right?
That's kind of got to validate him in a way that, you know, they may not respect the decision I made, but you still
right. They're still watching.
Yeah.
You know. So, he kind of already has an idea of what he wants to do, and he talks to Anthony about it, and they're like laying on the couches in the living room, and Anthony's like, so what do you think? Like Damien and Esty, because they don't necessarily want to put Corey up right away. And so he goes, oh, I know what I'm going to do. And he said he wants to put up Adam. And so Anthony first, you know, and he's like, well, no, look at it this way. It makes sense because we're still trying to protect this whole 4-guy alliance thing. There's only like really 3 other people that could potentially go up, and one of them you wouldn't necessarily want to go up because we were playing it hard last week for Corey. So, and like he goes, it makes sense for him to want to put Adam up because Sam put Mark up last week, and Adam didn't use a POV on him, and there was kind of a fight with them last week. So he said it kind of makes sense that it would be Adam and Damien, even though they do have a good personal relationship, they don't really have a game relationship. So,
and then, you know, just to see Anthony, yeah.
Well, yeah, because Anthony's like, yeah, it makes sense, really, kind of thing. So Anthony was okay with it. So he goes, now we have to get Dane on board, you know.
Oh, that didn't take long.
And no, well, I think because how he explained it to Dane made sense to Dane too. You know, and even Dane basically came out and said if Adam won't do it, he'll do it. He'll volunteer to go up in Adam's place if Adam won't do it, because it made sense to him because there's very few left, and if we're still trying to protect this 4, well, it makes sense.
One of us has got to go
One
up.
of us is going to have to go up eventually. You know, and Dane has been on the block already. That kind of already, you know. So, and he knows they do have the votes. They want. I mean, Dane knows he would have the votes to keep him. So, so of course he brings it up to. They're all in the HOH room. Anthony's there, and Adam's there, and Adam asks, so it's going to be Damien and Esty. And he goes, no, I know what I'm going to do. And he goes, oh, who? He goes, I think I'm going to put one of the boys up. And Adam's like, why would you want to do that? I thought we weren't going to do that. The pretty boys weren't going to touch the block. And so Adam kind of figures out it's going to be him. And of course he's not happy about that. And he goes off on him like, what? Why would you want to do that? Why me? And so Mark's like, look, you had the POV last week.
And you didn't do a dang thing.
You could have taken me off.
Yep.
And he goes, yeah, but he goes, oh, you're bitter about that. You're bitter about that, Adam. You're bitter about that. And Mark goes, no. He goes, but
You had the
You had
opportunity.
the opportunity to take me out because, well, it wasn't my decision that you went on the block in the first place. He goes, forget Sam. Sam's not here. She's gone. You had the POV.
Mm-hmm.
You could have taken me off, and you didn't. And so Adam's going off. All right, fine, put me on the block, and he storms out of the HH room. So they do tell Dane
what went down.
And Dane says, if he won't agree to it, you can put me up, kind of thing.
But
which Mark appreciated.
What I did like was that Adam stormed into the room and Kira's like, listen, okay, you kind of had an idea something like this was in the works. Just calm down, put on a shirt, be less threatening.
Well, Kira's like saying, why is Mark even playing in the past? Well, it was only technically a couple days ago. Really. So, like, and he's like, well, you got to think of your future in the game, And so that's why. But she's basically telling him, just relax. Yeah. I don't think he'd go home anyway, because you do have allies in the game. Little does she know, although she should by this point. But so she had him calm down, basically.
Go down, hang out with the people. Oh, by the way, I brought a light in for this episode because it got shady in this episode, boy. These people got shady.
Oh, especially between Mark and Adam, that's for sure.
Oh, they spun a story.
Well, at this point, it looks
legit.
Well, I think at this point it is because there was only 3 of them in the room, and I think there was a bit of real contention between them at first, kind of thing. But we know the pretty boys. So then there's a new kind of mystery. We know with the whole archive room. Well, Dane said, right from the beginning, there's been more and more and more boxes. Now it's like almost completely full.
254 boxes.
Well, last count. But there's more now. So Damien was sitting in there, and Esty comes in. They're talking. Let's talk about stuff. And Esty notices there's like a tape recorder.
An old style
tape recorder sitting under like some of the files. And she's like, what's this? So they pull it out and they're like, and there's no tape in it. It's just a tape recorder. And so they're like, okay, what's this for? And so they're just talking about, like, what could this possibly, because it's new. They hadn't noticed it before.
What I find funny, I don't know if you noticed this, like, he sat down and turned and looked at the table. Damien.
Right. Well, the camera did. I don't know if he did.
But it's in his line of sight. When you sit down...
It was over here. He was sitting here.
You're still going to see it, though.
Not with all those files. She saw it because where she was sitting.
Okay.
I think it made it look like he could see it. But where she reached, he was sitting on this side of the table, and it was on this side of the table. She saw it because she was sitting over here at the end. And she looked forward. And she reached over this way. She wasn't on his side.
Well,
I think you guys look and you can comment. It looked like sometimes they'll make it look like you should have seen it. I think, but he was sitting over here, and the table's full of crap.
Well, he was seated on the same side.
No, he wasn't. He was sitting on this side of the table. The tape recorder was on this side of the table.
He was seated on the same side.
No, he wasn't.
Oh, of course.
No, he wasn't.
Of course.
Watch it. Let us know what you say.
This is. don't think we're having at each other. This is our usual banter back and forth.
So anyway, they found this tape recorder. They don't know what it's true. It was on the opposite side. I saw that look. I saw it out of the corner. I could see it right there. So, But anyway, this is why we do the show together. It's more fun. But, so they don't know. We don't know. Actually, we haven't even heard what it's for as of yet.
They ain't telling us nothing.
Not yet. I think they said it's supposed to be revealed this week what the whole archive room's for, though. At this point, we have no idea. So they don't know. So Dane comes in, and they show him, and he's like, what's that? And Dane goes, it's a tape recorder.
Oh, let's hide it.
And so, well, I think was it Dame? I think Damon said should we hide it, and Dane agreed. And so he put it in like a brown box, put some file folders on top, and put it on the shelf, like going into
the
secret room. And so that was all we saw of that. So we don't know what the tape recorder is. Now, if you've seen any of the feeds, there's been some developments on that. Now, I don't know. I'm assuming they'll show that possibly on Wednesday's show because I think it happened after the POV. So we might talk about that on Wednesday just in case. Because, if you want to be spoiled, if they're going to show it in the next show, right?
It could, you never know. It could be this could be the first object in a number of objects that come up that what was found in the archive room.
And it's a matter of what do they have in common with each other. I mean, obviously, we know it's a spy game. Yeah. The whole theme is spy. So tape recorder, the files, a secret room. Like the thing is what?
How do they all tie?
How is this all going to tie into the game? Like, is it going to be like is it for one of the HOHs, which it definitely could be. Because sometimes that's what a lot of times it's one of the competitions that are coming up. It could be for the final HOH. Mm-hmm. It could be for a POV, or it could be for the triple that they're believing is coming up pretty soon. Now, we haven't heard anything about the triple. Usually they do talk about it at least a week in advance.
We haven't heard anything as of yet, guys.
Now, they're talking about, they think on the feeds that it's coming up this week. I don't think so, because I think we would have heard.
Well, Arissa,
like tonight or last Thursday.
Arissa would have given
on the eviction episode, because we get that a week in advance. So, and she didn't say anything, so it's obviously not coming up yet. We know that, they don't know that, so who knows? Who knows if they're even going to do the triple this year? Because they'll either do it's a lot of times it's either an instant eviction or it's a triple. So we don't know. Don't know yet. We'll see. It's whenever it comes up. So, kind of like little asides, they're teasing Esty about her liking Dane. Her and Adam and Corey.
No, sorry, Kira.
Kira were kind of joking,
like interchain a little bit,
joking her about how he'll wear a blazer that matches her dress, and she's saying, like, in the diary room, she's friends with him, she's close with him, but she doesn't want people to think that they're that close, like some kind of power couple. Okay. But we know better, Esty. We know where his true alliance lies.
The other three swinging yahoos back behind him.
So, but it was a cute scene anyway.
And they're how you pretty girls like them hockey guys,
Yeah, Kira said that.
And Adam right behind her. Oh, you girls like them hockey guys, blah blah blah. And she had the most fakest laugh.
Esty, it was I don't know. Maybe she was really laughing. I don't know.
I doubt it.
But it was cute anyway, but
So Mark finally decides who he's going to take to Wendy's.
He brings Damien. And he says he wants to bring Damien because he hasn't really game talk with him.
Yeah,
and he doesn't know where he is. He doesn't know where he is. And he wants to maybe actually get him to talk, because he says he doesn't talk much, which is kind of true. He doesn't.
Well, and if you see the episode, Damien is true to form.
Doesn't talk much. They talk like general kind of stuff, really.
Yeah.
Like not about game talk. And I think Mark's trying to kind of pull out, what would you do? Like, who do you think? Like, I'm thinking Esty, or I'm thinking, what do you think? But Damien's not giving him anything, except Damien is like, are you gonna put me up? Yeah. I'm kind of thinking you're gonna put me up. And Mark's like, well, I don't know. Maybe.
Where am I in the percentage of, going up? And when are we ordering Wendy's?
Well, like Mark's basically saying, well, there's 2 people going out out of 7, so it's about a 30% chance for anybody to go up, really.
And
he goes, I'm going up. Yeah, probably. I think I think Damien knew it was either going to be it was probably going to be Esty and him, because obviously he's not giving him much of anybody else. But basically, he's thinking between him, the Esty and him, like neither of them are with them. Well, Esty to a point with Dane, but But it was kind of like, I guess Mark didn't get what he really wanted out of him, because there really was no game talk there.
So it was kind of a waste of a Wendy's. Because he didn't really, like you said, he didn't get any information out of him.
I guess because they have hung out, but that's primarily what their relationship's been, is really them hanging out. It's not really a strategic thing. And maybe if Damien had said something,
might have swung it different.
He might have maybe thought of putting somebody else up. Who knows, right?
But because he was,
I think he was kind of trying to fish a little bit.
He was stone faced.
Yeah, you didn't really get anything from him.
So we get
as usual.
So we go to our nominations. And the whole thing where he's entering the names into the computer,
and he's still thinking, he wants to take a shot at the pretty boys.
But now's not the right time.
But now's not really the right time to do so. Well, here's the thing. If you get rid of somebody who's not part of the pretty boys, and you really only have 3 other options, by next week you can't be HOH. So your shot's pretty much gone. And then you're left with 2 other people who can possibly vote with you.
Mm-hmm.
Then what are you going to do?
I know what it is.
What?
Oh, I took the shot right into jury.
Well, yeah, you took your shot right into the jury house, because let's face it, you're pretty much on the bottom of that alliance. Let's face it.
So you sorry, Mark. You seem like a nice guy. You talk to big game.
Yeah. I mean, that's like we said in a couple other episodes. He seems like a nice guy.
But when it comes
he's kind of a follower. He's talked how many times now about
3 episodes.
Taking the shot against Pretty Boys. Oh, I missed my chance to double. You had the shot. You didn't take it.
And
you voted with them.
And here especially.
And here's another shot.
Here especially. You are the HOH.
And now you're waffling again. So, even with this vote last week, that would have been a shot at if he could have voted to keep Sam, it would have been a split. And if they could have convinced Corey to keep her, well, then that would have been a shot. The Pretty Boys.
I'm sorry, I'm going to call him Aunt Jemima. He's sweet, but no good for anyone's game.
That's true.
Yeah.
He's had several chances that he's not taken, but he won't either.
So,
in the end, he ends up nominating Damien and Adam. And, of course, they kind of make up this whole thing. Adam gets up and says,
I campaigned for you.
I campaigned for you when all the girls wanted you out, and the vote came down to 5-1. And it was because of me that you're still in this house. And once I get off this block, I'm going to fight. I'm coming after you. He-Man. But he says in the diary room that, it was just a story to try to protect the boys' alliance.
Yeah, but you know what?
By this point, who cares?
It's a flying monkey's butt.
Really, who cares? It's 4 against 3 now. And soon to be 4 against 2. Who cares at this point?
Yeah. You know, why keep up the pretense?
I don't get it now. What's the point now?
You 4 knuckleheads have got the majority. Stop all the hiding behind the shadows and stuff and just play. Get it done. So
now again, it's going to come down to who wins POV. Will they use it? Will they won't? And who gets to go up in their place? My guess is whoever gets POV, if they take one down, or if one of the 2 get POV, takes themselves down, I think is going to put up either Kira, which I think
probably
they want him to do, or he's going to put up Esty. So same old, really. The whole game has been in their hands.
I know something.
What do you know?
I can. You're gonna be gagged again.
Probably not, but.
Or you're gonna look and go, "For serious? Really?"
Who knows, but
you'll see
come Wednesday's episode, the next POV, what happens and who won POV. It hasn't been used, the ceremony hasn't happened yet. That happens tomorrow, so we'll know then.
Well, thanks for having me here again.
Well, thanks for coming back and being on the show again.
And thanks for letting me come
and thanks for watching. And for being here and for subscribing and everything else. And if you haven't, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button so you know when we upload every time Big Brother Canada Season 7 is on. The next time will be Wednesday. So upload on Thursday for the POV episode. Don't forget to hit the like button.
Do it now.
Have a great week, guys, and we will see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.